The star Sirius is a trinary system, which means it consists of 3 stars in orbit around each other. Our scientists call them Sirius A, B, and C. This system is located about 8.6 light-years from Earth, and Sirius A, which is its brightest components, also called the pole star, can be seen from Earth with the naked eye, being the brightest star in the night sky. The Sirius system is inhabited by many different races who migrated to there from other parts of our galactic sector. Some of them hybrids from have been genetically engineered or had their DNA altered by creator gods. Sirius C was once orbited by a planet, which by its inhabitants called same pronounced, Shami, a body approximately 6 times bigger than Earth. In the Sumerian scriptures, the planet is called Nibiru. A little less than 1 billion years ago, Sirius C became a nova, exploded, and ended up as a white dwarf star. However, 3.5 billion years before that, due to the instabilities of the original star, Nibiru was thrown out of its orbit and catapulted out in deep space, unmoored from its former orbit around Sirius C. The inhabitants had to leave the surface of the planet and live underground, and because Nibiru had and still has a lot of heat coming up from inside the planet, life can exist on it even today, and it does. It appears that these days they also have a city on the only remaining continent on the planet's surface. After have traveled through space for a very long time, Nibiru was eventually drawn into our solar system by the gravity of our outer planets and came in on retrograde. On its eccentric orbit and journey through our young solar system, one of its many moons, according to Sitchin, hit Tiamat and split the planet in half. After this violent visit, Nibiru left the inner solar system and continued its journey out in deep space again. However, due to the gravity from our solar system, Nibiru was now once and for all caught up by it and from thereon became a part of it. It started revolving around our sun in a vast, elliptic orbit which takes around 3,600 years, give or take. One orbit around our sun is called a sar, pronounced shar, like in she by its inhabitants. So, 1 sar later, Nibiru came back, and one of the 2 halves of Tiamat was hit again and became what we know today as the asteroid belt. The second half, again struck by one of Nibiru's moons, was thrown out of orbit and became Earth. We can still see the impact if we look at pictures from the Pacific Ocean. It's like a piece of the planet is missing there, but is now covered with water. Another thing covered by the old Sumerians is that our moon was basically one of Nibiru's moons, which they dropped during one of its crossings. And this is probably the reason why researchers like David Icke says that the moon is inhabited by reptilian beings, while others say that we were interrupted in our Apollo program because whomever claimed ownership to the moon didn't want us there. What happened to the rest of the solar system when Nibiru entered the first couple of times is quite extensively covered in the Sumerian creation epic, Enuma Elish, and nicely summarized by Dr. Lesson in his Enki Speaks papers. We can imagine this as an illustration of one of Nibiru's moons crashing with Tiamat, creating the Pacific Ocean basin.